There it is. See it with the red frame?
The red frame. I don't see red. Yeah. Jesus Christ, that is Christ. Ow. They don't look too bad.
Look from this side.
Oh, shit. Oh, what the hell? I didn't even know that it was, like, spray painted.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that's at least just a cover, though. What? Wow, Jesus.
One of my
bungee
cords. I think someone died on this.
Wow. Dude, and that tire's not very great.
I was talking more like that. Alright, well, I guess.
Alright, so this is the current state of the bike. I have started tearing it down. Over here you can see some of, try and tip this. You can see some of the junk pieces that were damaged and put back on. The pegs are messed up. This side, this one's ripped off. The other side, the entire thing is split in the side. So this side of the bike actually looks really nice compared to the other side. I did already start taking everything off the side here, you can see. The other side, and this is the side that they showed me in the auction and the pictures online, was just this nice, a real close-up picture right here, and on this side they didn't show anything, which, as you can see, there's a bunch of red paint that the person that had it just really quickly spray painted, it looks like. So I already started cleaning up the engine. The engine's not too bad anymore. This cover needs to be replaced, so that's why I haven't messed with it too much. The radiator here has a hole in it. The cover here has a hole in it, which you probably saw in the other video. Also saw that this back wheel has a nice bend in the wheel, so that wheel's pretty much shot. So I'm looking at just trying to save the engine off of this and some of these front suspension components, and the front wheel looks fine, brakes, things of that matter. Tank is pretty much shot here, and it looks like there was some patchwork done on the back here also. The funny thing with this bike is the fact that it's literally just pieced together. So the cluster here is actually held on with a leather belt, which we know it's a leather belt because there's the clasps for it. So I'm pretty sure that this bike was a stunt bike that someone just used to tool around and messed up. The shitty thing about this bike is my winning bid from Copart was $100, and I ended up, so my bid was $100, that was final. And I was hoping somebody would outbid me because I didn't really want to get this bike, but I figured I might try. So I get up to Copart, and my total fees ended up being $293. So this is what you can get with a $100 bid, but your actual fees are going to be, your total value or price you're going to pay is about $300 on a $100 bid. And that was the minimum bid on this bike. So, and if you want, there is the number for the auction. You should be able to look it up and see. I'm going to have the pictures in the video also of what I saw, because they only showed this side of the bike. They didn't show anything on the other side. So we'll come back after I clean it up and try to tear it down a little bit more, I guess. Alright, so here's the bike today. I'll show you a little bit of what I've got done. So I fixed the hole that was in this here. The hole was all the way from about here over. I filled all the scratches with some Bondo, filled the hole in with some JB Weld, and obviously I Bondoed that out and ground a new groove into it to match the other ones. The engine still has some red paint on it, which, like I said, I got most of this cleaned up, but you can still see some of it in here. On the other side, right now I have the water pump pulled off. So the good thing is that this shaft has no play at all. It's all good. Everything's tight there. The reason that I pulled that off is because I was getting coolant mixed with the oil. So from everything I've looked at online, here's the outside cover. It looks like these seals, and this piece goes on just like this, it goes on there. But what I looked at online says to replace this seal here, which is called the mechanical seal, and it's spring loaded, and also to replace this oil seal in the back, which apparently this is a common problem on some of these bikes where this shaft starts to leak the oil and the coolant together. So I'm hoping that that's all that it is. The bike itself runs really, really well. I'll have a video showing myself riding it a little bit. I do have power on this. I'll go ahead and try to turn it. Pretty sure this bike was stolen. You can see that there's no key, but I can turn this and the bike will come on, and you can see that it has, gimbal's acting up. You can see that it has 3,670 miles on it. So it's actually a pretty low mileage bike. But I ordered these seals to fix that, and I'm hoping that they will get here pretty soon before I leave the country for winter break, but we'll see. They're supposed to ship within 5 days, and if they get here, I can put it all back together, get another video of it running, and sell it. I did find out that this bike also has the ABS, so I think I have a little bit more value there. I have all the components for the ABS, so I'm hoping I can sell these off also and make some of my money back. But until then, also wanted to mention, in the pictures you might have noticed that this part of the bike was actually standing way up. When we got to pick up the bike, we asked the guy with the forklift to actually crush this back down. So my buddy and I, we were holding on to the handlebars, and we had the guy with the forklift just crush the back. So there's actually some damage. Don't know how well it can show on here, but you can see right here there's some paint that's popped and it's a little bit rusty, just because that's where the actual bend happened. So I'm really just trying to get my money back out of this motor. I do think it's a strong motor. It's a 650, and we'll see what happens.